All right, so I'm here with my Uncle Rob, and he's going to show us a little bit about this
Deuce,
right?
Deuce and a half
that he got. So yeah, just tell us a little bit about it.
This is a 1970 Vietnam era Jeep Kaiser Deuce and a half. And why they call it a Deuce and a half is that's about how many tons it'll carry. These things are just amazing. This one has only 16,000 miles on it. It's got that subpoena, or what's that? Patina, not subpoena.
The patina.
Patina. The LED's already been put in the front. This thing has been bobbed, and what bobbed means is normally this vehicle comes as a 6x6. If you come to the side.
So this used to be the 6x6, but now it's a 4x4.
Yes, and what they do is they literally take the double axles off the back, and then they chop the bed, and they position the back tire where the pivoting point between the two dualies were.
Ah.
So that's called bobbed.
That makes a lot more sense now.
Which actually makes it a little bit higher with the tires. So stock, I don't know how tall it is yet.
It's tall.
It's harder because of the big front tires. Normally have those real narrow military tires, you know, and so that's quite a challenge. But that steering wheel's like, you know, it's like a lever.
Oh yeah.
You know, you got this, and when you go over potholes and stuff, it really grabs.
So you've got to be pretty strong to steer that then.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get an upper. I'll be like this in a month. So primarily it runs on diesel, but what they did with this is they wanted to make it where you can put anything flammable in there, anything that's volatile in there, in case they ran out, you know, in a war zone, they ran out of diesel. So it's really, I call it a smart engine.
Yeah.
You know, so first of all, this is the locking mechanism, so nobody steals it. Deadbolt it to this.
Oh my gosh.
There are no keys for these things.
Wow.
How you start it and turn it off, well, you just have a fuel lever here. So when you want to turn it off, you pull it out. The thing in here is original, as you can probably tell.
Yeah, yep.
This is the handbrake. This is your throttle control. Actually moves the foot pedal.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you want to, you know, if it's cold out, you want to bring the idles up to 1,000, 1,100 RPMs to warm it up. So that adjusts that. This is the heater down below. This little valve here, you turn it, it runs the windshield wipers.
Okay, yeah, so, those little funky ones. They're going all sorts of different ways.
Yeah, and there is a small air tank on these things. So the brakes are what they call air assist. Okay. And that's why it's legal for anybody to drive this. You don't have to get a CDL license.
I bet it's bouncy, it's loud, well, yeah, it feels like a tank because it is a tank.
You need to really wear headphones. I have a set in there.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what's perfect about this? If you ever get into an argument with your significant other or whoever you're riding with, you just take your headphones off and go,
I can't hear you. All right, ready?
Let's go hop on in there really fast, guys. Big, huge tires. Check these tires out. I'm standing next to this. Check that out, dude. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's go hop on in here. There we go. All right. Oh, that old door squeak. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Wow. Okay. Beast of a tank in here. Oh my gosh. Wow. So you said something about these windows. So these windows, what do they do?
Yeah, actually, if you turn here and loosen it up, this is your air conditioner.
Oh my gosh.
Lock them in. There's big bolts out here. The whole windshield comes down.
Oh, wow.
And this was typically a convertible rag top.
Okay.
So the person before me put a fiberglass top in here.
Okay.
Which is removable.
Wow.
Here's your windshield wipers, all air ran, or if the air goes out, you can go like this. Oh. There's no insulation.
Oh yeah, no, nothing.
But this runs a PTO, which is you know, an individual axle. It's attached to the whole engine. That'll run things, you know, like what you have in a tractor, you know, the mowers and chippers or anything like that. It's a 5-speed. It has a really weird shifting pattern. Basically, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So you have to do this weird U-turn over here. And why they did that is when it's up in 5th gear, it gives room for 3 people to sit here.
Look at all these little gauges in here too.
Air valve. There's 2 in the back, also 1 up in front, and you carry a hose with you, and you can use air tanks like it to fill up your air or run certain tools. That is the glove box. It's very deep. You got your air, here's your air system, which needs to be up to 90 before you run it. This is RPMs, and this is your tachometer. This here is the to switch the front wheel power on for 4-wheel drive. It's done with an air valve. You just hit it over, and then you'll hear it go, psh, and we'll lock it in.
So a lot of cars nowadays, you don't really have these gauges on it. So it's got like the temp gauge, it's got the voltage, obviously it's got the fuel. I don't know what that is.
That's the air tanks pressure.
So it's got air tank pressure, it's got oil, like... Yeah. This has more gauges than the typical cars nowadays. Yeah, like that's really cool.
And you can tell they're all original.
Yeah. As it sits, this thing can go pretty much anywhere it wants to go.
Right. Just like your vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
Bigger version.
I mean, this could go more places. This could definitely push through some stuff that the FJ would be like, no, can't go through that. I could totally imagine driving one of these, not like full-time on the road, but I can imagine having a big, gigantic house on the back of this thing and just like pulling up in it and just feeling like so sick and like freaking awesome. This thing is sick, guys. Oh my gosh. I'm riding with my uncle in this gigantic thing. Let's go. Let's get inside, right? No, it's big. All right, we're inside now. Ah!
Done.
This is why I love my life. Let's go, guys.
That's where she'll go.